Hello, everyone. You are officially in the home stretch with just one paragraph left to write. In this fifth and final guided writing video, we are going to be talking about how to write your conclusion paragraph. It's finally time to kind of wrap things up and put a nice little cherry on top of this lovely little essay that we have nearly written. So let's go ahead and gather up any materials that we're going to need to draft this final paragraph of our lit analysis. Make sure you have access to your short story as always. And then we want to make sure that we have open our Google document where we have been drafting each of the paragraphs within our essay. So let's go ahead and talk about that conclusion paragraph. First thing that we're going to need to do actually within our document is move that cursor once again. So we should have 4 paragraphs that appear within our document, and we want to move our cursor, which is that little blinking light, all the way to the very end, just after your 3rd body paragraph. Now, just as we talked about a visual way to envision your intro paragraph, I'm going to give you the very, very same visual for our conclusion, except we sort of flip it on its head. If an introductory paragraph is like an upside down triangle, then a conclusion paragraph should be organized like a right side up triangle, where our most specific detail is here at the beginning, and then we slowly become broader and broader and broader as we finish up that paragraph and find closure within our essay. So the first thing that we need to do is that we need to restate our thesis statement, but we want to do it in fresh words. We want to make sure that we're not just copying and pasting the thesis statement from our intro, because that sounds kind of immature and redundant. So we want to play around with the wording just slightly, maybe even the organization of those ideas just a bit. The 3 things, however, that should remain the same are the 3 core elements that appear within your body paragraphs and in the particular order that you have written them in. Now, our second goal for our conclusion is to end with a broader significance that gives your essay a feeling of conclusion and helps your reader relate to the topic of your essay. By the time they read that last sentence, it should be clear to the reader that this essay is complete. All right, now how do we actually do that? Let's go ahead and talk about first what we need to include in this final paragraph, and then let's maybe look over our help text, which will maybe give you a little nudge in the right direction. First thing you need to think about including is that restatement of your thesis that I just mentioned. Don't just copy paste. Make sure that you're using fresh words. Doesn't hurt to start by maybe rereading your thesis and then figuring out how you can put a nice new little spin on it. The second important thing that we need to make sure that we include here is a brief summary of your key points. And finally, we want to include those final thoughts or that broader significance about your topic. Let's take a look at our help text and see how we can envision our own specific details about our own particular story sort of fitting into this, this pattern here. And we'll use the author's last name. Remember, we never, ever, ever refer to an author by their first name only because we're simply not that close, right? These are respected, revered writers, and so we want to speak to them in a professional manner, which is either by their first and last name or by their last name only. So in author's last names, memorable short story, the title of your short story, his or her use of topic 1, topic 2, topic 3. All right, so that's coming straight from your body paragraphs. Leave a lasting impact on the reader. These strategic choices are responsible for, and then let's provide a brief summary of their impact on the larger story. So again, that's going to come straight from what you have already written. While the craft and technique of master writers can appear almost invisible on the surface, it is important to remember. And then here is where you need to really kind of sit with your thoughts for a moment and try to identify what lesson about writing or storytelling you want your readers to take away from your essay. Now, that final sentence can be tricky. It can be kind of a stumper at times because you're really trying to find something that is thoughtful and profound. So don't rush it, and don't be afraid to embrace the difficulty of that last sentence or that last phrase. All right, now let's go ahead, and once you have written your conclusion paragraph, it never hurts to kind of measure that up against our model paragraph just to make sure you're not too far off base here. So what we have is the last paragraph of our model essay, which reads, in Connell's memorable short story, The Most Dangerous Game, his use of setting, indirect characterization, and third-person limited point of view leave a lasting impact on the reader. These strategic choices are responsible for the suspenseful twists and turns, terrifying characters, and thrilling action that keep audiences on the edge of their seats till the very end. You can see I've summarized there. While the craft and technique of master writers can appear almost invisible on the surface, it is important to remember that great writing is the result of great work, great study, and perhaps just a little magic. All right, make sure that you take the time to really sit with that last paragraph, find the right thoughts that you want to end on, and then, of course, congratulations, you did it! You have written your first full formal essay for English 9.